Hello, and welcome back to Fate's Day Night. My name is Emiya, and last time, well, Archer finally concedes to Shirou, saying, yeah, you beat me. Your ideals, maybe not your strength, but you beat me. And Rin comes in, it's like, whoa, what happened? You guys okay? Just to find out, yep, Archer lost, but it doesn't end there because Gilgamesh shows up and basically fires a bunch of swords at Archer or Shirou, but actually Archer pushes Shirou out of the way, saying, you got this. We are his natural enemy. And then he kind of dies, I think. He disappears. But Gilgamesh is right there, basically getting ready to kill everyone. He tells us the secret about the Holy Grail and how he's the person that understands it the most because he was in its mud 10 years ago, and talks to Saber about like a lot of stuff. And he eventually leaves. He's like, oh, my clothes are dirty because this house is on fire. But yeah, we end up making it out alive. Gilgamesh ends up turning Shinji into the vessel for the Holy Grail because he no longer has a suitable vessel. But we're basically home trying to devise a plan on how to beat Gilgamesh. And it seems like the only option is to actually have Shirou because he seems to be his natural enemy. But he doesn't have enough mana. So what he does is he actually goes to Rin's place, and Rin's like, you know, I'll give you my magic crest. That way I can basically transfer mana to you so you can actually use the unlimited blade works. And they have mana transfer stuff. Yeah. Whales, dolphins, sea creatures. Ugh. But yeah, that's basically where we end it. We're pretty much ready for the final day for Gilgamesh's fight. I don't really have anything else to say because yeah, we're gonna head into it. There is one thing actually, and I actually looked at the flowchart. There are some things that I might have to redo. We're currently on February 15th. Unlimited blade works 16. Eden. Oh, I just realized they had mana transfer on Valentine's. How appropriate. But one thing I might have to do later on is actually go back and reset some of my choices because you have two different endings depending on your how many Saber points and how many Tosaka points you have. And I'll explain it when I get there, but I will have to redo some stuff. But for now, let's head into it. I turn off the lights in the house. It's 4 in the morning. We leave the Emiya residence within a few hours until dawn. We have our plan. There's nothing else to discuss. We just need to go to the battlefield and carry out each other's responsibilities. There's no guarantee we'll come back safely. Well, until now it's been a recurring event, but this time there's no guarantee we'll return. So I need to make sure to turn off all the lights in the house. There's someone standing in the garden. A blonde girl gazes up at the night sky, doing nothing in particular. Oh right, in this route, because Saber was actually able to find out the true form of the Grail from Gilgamesh, she actually decided, yeah, I don't need this. I'm going to help destroy the Grail. It's kind of funny because we spent a lot of time in the other route deciding whether or not what to do with the Grail because we didn't know the truth back then. But now, because we do, it goes against what Saber stands for, and she's like, yeah, I don't need this.
何してるんだ、セイバー。
空を見ていました。それと、この家を。
She answered me in a very gentle voice. When we first met, she looked at this house with a different expression.
いろいろありましたから、ずっと覚えていられるように、心に焼き付けておきたかった。
Her voice reflects a determination that she might never come back, even greater than mine.
そっか。できればずっと覚えていてくれ。
I make a humble request of her from the windowed hallway.
では私からもお願いします。あなたたちは私が守る。ですから必ず二人でこの家に戻ってください。
Aww. You know, even though Saber isn't the main focus, I like how I really developed a respect for Tosaka in Saber's route. I really developed a much greater respect for Saber in this route as well. Because honestly, I mean, she was already a great character. But here, while in the other route we were talking about what she wants, here she's focused on what we want. And it shows that she's willing to basically give up everything to make sure that her masters are happy. Because in this case, she is a knight trying to help fulfill her master's wish instead of a servant trying to get the Holy Grail. And it really just shows her loyalty. That's the only answer I can give now. We're gonna destroy the Holy Grail. When that happens, Saber will leave too because she's a servant. I'd like her to stay here. And she's even developed an attachment to her home. But that's a rule that she can't break as long as she's a servant.
ちょっとそこ何してんのよ時間がないんだから急ぎなさいよね
Stop flirting, we don't got time for that! A voice beckons us from the front door. Tosaka seems to have finished preparations and is already at the gate.
ではシロ
ああ決着をつけに行こうセイバ
It's
ー
time to finish this. Damn, we're hopping straight into the battle? That's not something I expected, to be honest. I turned off the last light and leave the house with Saber. Wait, actually, I want to look at the flowchart for a bit. In this one, yeah, so in this one we went to the church, and then we had a whole bunch of shenanigans, and then we went home, and then we went out to have this final battle. I wasn't ready to jump right into the final battle. The night is quiet. In a garden under the starry sky, the illusion of a girl gazing up at the stars still remains. Our direction is set. Saber's gonna breach Rudo Temple from the front gate, while Tosaka and I will infiltrate from the back of the mountain. I thought that we were supposed to solo Gilgamesh, and Tosaka was supposed to be with Saber. We plan to have Saber enter the temple slightly sooner than us to draw Gilgamesh's attention. Okay. We'll use the opening to sneak into Rudo Temple from the back, stop the Holy Grail as soon as possible, and then back Saber up. Then, I'll counter Gilgamesh's noble phantasm with my projection, so Saber can close in and finish him off. That's our only strategy right now. Oh, so he's actually gonna try to work as a team. Okay. There's a barely intact path in the hills behind the temple. Tosaka scales the slopes as surely as she'd scoop out the area beforehand. Oh, okay, yeah. It's walkable, it's doable. At night, the mountains are dark and sinister. The mountain is an inviolable and spiritual ground, so it naturally repels us. While the dark mountain itself is dangerous to human hikers, it also embodies the sacred realm with a high spiritual purity. I almost forgot. Saber's only choice is to go from the front because of their barrier. However,
尋常じゃないわねこれ生臭すぎて吐き気がする
why is it fishy? We're not near the ocean. Looks like a gag squinting at Rito Temple at the summit. Fishy is just her figure of speech. It's sus. There isn't actually a fishy smell coming from the mountain. It just feels bizarre, adventure. The air feels uncomfortably lukewarm and it sticks to my skin. The life energy in the air feels so raw, I can't tell if I'm breathing or the mountain's breathing. The mountain's like, it's me. I can even hallucinate that we're hiking up a giant intestine, not a mountain. That is disgusting.
今更だけど
I'm gonna fart you out.
体の調子はどう
Suddenly, Tosaka asked me how I was.
あいや調子はいいんだが悪いというか
He says that while blushing.
正直持て余してる
I tell her my honest feelings. With this much magical energy, 10 or 20 projections would be a piece of cake. But you could compare it with putting a jet engine on a worn-out plane. I feel like I can't relax, as if I'll spring a leak fuel and explode if I lose focus.
うわ贅沢な悩みねそれけどちゃんと成功してよかった初めてだったから心配だったのよ
Oh, so it was your first time?
心配もしかして本当は綱渡りだったのかあの儀式って
家庭じゃなくてその後の話よシローに分ける魔力とセイバーに取られてる魔力のバランス
Oh, right.
2人分の掛け持ちなんだからセイバーの出力が落ちてるのはわかるでしょ
I completely forgot that she has to power Saber too. So, I know it's not how it is, but in a way we're both servants for Tosaka now. And she has to provide magical energy for both of us. So that we can both use our noble phantasms.
あそうかそうだよなじゃあセイバー思うように戦えないのか
あのね甘く見ないでそんな不手際はしないしセイバーに比べたらシローに分ける魔力は小さいからなんとかやっていけるわただ無理は効かないの今のセイバーは1回しか聖剣を使えない
聖剣が一度しか使えない
Then she can't use it on Gilgamesh. We need Saber's noble phantasm to destroy the Holy Grail.
じゃあセイバーは切り札を封じたままでギルガメッシュの足止めをするのか
ええだから少しでも早く合流しないとまずいわセイバーがギルガメッシュを止められない と判断した場合、聖剣を使うようには言ってある。けど、そうしたらセイバーに後はないの。セイバーの聖剣でなければ聖杯は壊せない。
So you better do your job, Buster.
だからその時は。
He holds his breath. When that happens, he's prepared to use the sacred sword, knowing that she'll disappear afterwards.
父坂、それは。
仕方ないでしょ。これはセイバーが言い出したことなんだから。私が止めたって、彼女は聖杯を壊すわよ。
Osaka doesn't even look at me as she murmurs. Damn it, what a fool she is. This is just as hard on Tosaka. She doesn't want Saber to disappear either. Aw, she likes her too. Honestly, Tosaka and Saber's budding friendship has been so enjoyable to experience, both the UBW route and in the Fate route. Because, like, honestly, they're very, like, I don't know if I can really say that they're sisters, but they have a very good relationship in both of them. Even though we started off as enemies and we were very hostile towards Tosaka in this route, she actively said, don't trust that girl because we are enemies. But now it's like, no, we're like this nice little happy family. Then,
急ごう。ギルガメッシュにセイバーは渡せない。
当然よ。私のセイバーだもの。あんな奴に殺させないわ。
we run up a game trail. I know what we need to do. We'll stop the Holy Grail as fast as we can and then go up to settle things with Gilgamesh. Oh, interlude. So I guess we're going to be in Saber's POV? Because she did go leave first. Oh yeah, for sure. The mountain is rumbling. Dark clouds shroud the sky, and the trees seem to tremble nervously due to the tremors. Saber watches it from the mountain gate. She sensed it as soon as she felt the noxious, indescribable aura oozing from the Rito temple. The golden servant isn't the only one awaiting her at the top of these stairs. Oh, so Assassin actually managed to survive? Is the Holy Grail his new master now? Like, he doesn't need caster? It's only been like 2 days, so maybe he was able to live? Something aberrant lies in wait for her and her allies. She can't make any mistakes up ahead. If the summit is going to be the place where they die, then she will be the one to face the threat of death. She hopes the other two can survive this ominous realm. For the sakes, she can't afford to hold back. Wait, hold it. Does Saber know that Shirou is going to use UBW? Or like his projection? Did we actually talk out this plan? I think we did. Because Shirou mentioned how he'll hold off Gilgamesh so that Saber can finish him. She can fire her sacred sword twice. She's well aware that she will disappear the instant she uses it a second time. Gilgamesh, the king of heroes. The only way to defeat the man with 1,000 noble phantasms is with a decisive strike from her sacred sword. He recalls Rin's words. There's 1 minute left until the appointed time. Saber breathes in deeply and considers her condition. A breeze blows from the summit. He begins up the stone steps once the ill wind begins to shake the trees. Hello. He dashes up the steps in a single breath. As soon as she steps foot on the stairs, the enemy would have realized her assault. The last servant she needs to defeat should appear within the temple grounds. She needs to get there as fast as she can and defeat Gilgamesh before Rin and Shirou arrive. She isn't defying her master's orders. She began her assault after 30 minutes, just as Rin commanded. She's like, it's technically within the rules, but if I just beat him a little bit faster. Even if she enters the temple grounds earlier than expected and engages Gilgamesh, this isn't a violation of of her orders. She's just deviated from her master's projections in the course of protecting her master's life. While the air from the summit is putrid, she's like a gust of cleansing wind that cuts at the rot as she ascends the steps. It will take her less than a minute to reach the temple. That should put her about 5 minutes ahead of Rin's projections. It'll give her plenty of time to end the battle with Gilgamesh. She runs, enduring the ominous chill from the mountain gate. Like a silver speeding bullet, she races towards the summit. Just as she comes up to the gate, she didn't mean to stop. Oh, what? Nani? She didn't mean to stop, but she comes to a sudden halt. Sweat coats her forehead. Saber gazes up at the mountain gate in astonishment. Yeah.
よくぞ間に合ってくれた、セイバ
I'm gonna be honest. I actually forgot about Assassin. Sorry, I forgot about Assassin from the anime. So I actually thought that he was done because he's Caster's servant and Caster's gone, and it's been 2 days. And archers who have independent action are only able to sustain themselves without mana for 2 days, I think. An assassin that doesn't have that, I don't know if he has that because his skills are kind of not exactly the most detailed since we have very little information on him. But I thought that maybe that he wouldn't have that and therefore wouldn't be able to survive without a master for that long. So, but I guess he's still here. Maybe Gilgamesh is his master now, or maybe the Holy Grail is. I don't know. A smooth voice cuts through the night. Look at my sword. The laundry pole or something. What was this sword called again? Oh, we don't actually have this. What is the Heaving Scorcher halberd? This has to be projected from someone, or maybe it was used by Gilgamesh. There are a lot of weapons here that I don't know about. Like the harp or the harpe. Durandal was someone's sword, I forgot. Moonlight glints off the 5-foot long sword. An enemy that shouldn't be here stands at the top of the steps.
Assassin.
How do you like me with a tint of red this time? Her voice lacks its usual grace. She's faced with an enemy, an obstacle that shouldn't be here. The fact robs her of her composure.
どうしたセイバー私がいるのがそれほど不思議か
Did you think that I was dead? I was assassinated?
私はここの門番だとお前は承知しているはずなのだが
And I am going to keep this gate. His voice is delighted, yet cool. The swordsman seems completely unchanged, his back to the ill wind from the summit.
バカな。なぜここにいるアサシン。あなたはキャスターが呼び出したサーバントだ。キャスターが消えた今、あなたがとどまっているはずがない。
通常のサーバントならばそうであろう
If I was normal.
私は地と特殊でな
Oh.
好みを縛っているのは人ではなくこの土地なのだ
I forgot about that. He's right. Caster was able to control the land in the temple, which is why she was his master. But she summoned it via a very awkward cheat way. She didn't summon him directly. She used the temple to summon him. So the temple is his master. I completely forgot about that caveat. So because the temple is still here, Caster might not be here, but the temple is still here. The temple has a lot of magical energy. He's still be able to live. He's still able to exist.
お前たちがマスターと呼ぶよりしろ私にとってはそれがこの三門ということになる
Oh, okay. So I never realized that. Like, I knew that he was close with guarding the mountain gate because they made a joke about that in Carnival Phantasm. Anytime he has to go anywhere, he freaking carries the gate with him. But while that caveat actually allowed him to continue surviving, that's actually kind of cool.
土地がよりしろだと。
いかに魔術師といえど実体を持たぬサーバントにサーバントは維持できぬサーバントのよりしろはこの時代のものでなければならぬらしい
To be fair, I don't think we know this. I think we learned about this information when Caster was talking to Soichiro or just thinking about it herself. I think.
メギツネは私を呼び出しよりしろにこの土地を選んだ故に私はこの三門にのみ出現するサーバント召喚者であるキャスターが滅びたところでこの三門がある限り消えることはない
I like it. It's really funny because he's like, my summoning condition is that I can't move from this spot. But on the other hand, you can't move me from this spot. And you can only go through here.
もっともそれも日雇いに過ぎんがなメギツネが私に与えた魔力はおよそ20日分その限度がいつかお前ならば見て取れよ
Oh, he had a limit. Okay, so even though the temple is his master, the temple doesn't actually give him energy, so she had to provide a certain amount of energy for the temple in order for him to survive. And now he's almost at the end. 20 days. I don't know how long Cass has been doing this, but if we count like from our beginning, which is, well, we're currently on day 15 or 16. I forgot. I think we're on day 16. If we count from the beginning and assume that she was summoned a few days earlier, then that would kind of line up. The swordsman explains in a sing-song voice and lifts his right arm. In his elegant garment, his pale arm is transparent like glass.
アサシン、あなたは
I'm a ghost.
見ての通り、夜明けまで持たぬ身だ。20日の刻限などとうに過ぎている。ここまで持ちこたえたことこそ行幸と言えよう。
She looks up at the swordsman in shock. His aura emits neither bloodlust nor hostility. He simply demands combat. He desires a pointless duel to the death, irrespective of victory or loss.
では、私と戦うために残ったというのですか。
I told you I would wait for you. I'd fight off that dickhead archer, not Gilgamesh because he's too strong, in order for you to escape to come back.
言わせるな、セイバー。口にすればつまらぬ言葉になり下がる。
Assassin chuckles. Saber can understand the swordsman's reasons, but she doesn't have time for this. Unless she hurries, her allies will arrive while she's fighting Gilgamesh. No, in the worst case, they might arrive first and be forced to engage in combat without her.
そこをどけアサシン。あなたに門番を命じたキャスターは消えた。もはや門を守る意味などあるまい。
Saber takes a step forward. However,
いいな。もとより私に戦う意味などない。
he declares that the duel will begin if she proceeds any further. The tip of his long katana is pointed at Saber.
そう、戦う意味などない。私には初めから何もないから。いや、
Whoops.
そもそも私が呼び出されたこと自体が間違いなのだ。何しろこの身は佐々木小次郎などではない。
So, this part always got me a little bit confused, but that's because I didn't really look too into it. So he's not Sasaki Kojiro? Saber is extremely confused, like me! Sasaki Kojiro. That should be the servant's true name. But Assassin has just admitted that he's an imposter. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun.
そう驚くことでもあるまい。佐々木小次郎というものはな、もともと正体のない架空の剣士なのだ。
That is true. I don't really know, actually.
記された記録はあまりに不鮮明。ある剣豪の敵役として都合が良い過去を捏造された。人々の記録だけで剣豪とされた。
Miyamoto Musashi!
確かに佐々木小次郎という男はいただろう。物干し竿と呼ばれる長刀を持つ武芸者もいたはずだ。だがそれらは一個人のものではない。佐々木小次郎という剣士は引き立て役としてのみ作られた架空の武芸者であったはずだ。
What I'm getting out of this is like, I'm him, but not really. So it still counts, but not really.
ですがあなたは。
そう、佐々木小次郎だ。佐々木小次郎というから、それを被るに最も適した剣士が私というだけの話だ。
So is he saying that he's not Sasaki Kojiro, but he's the inspiration for it? Because the legends, the fictional character was based off someone, and they chose this guy as the someone.
私に名などない。読み書きなど知らんし、名前を持つほど余裕のある人間ではなかった。私はただ記録にある佐々木小次郎の秘剣を披露できるという一点で呼び出された亡霊だ。偽りのサーバントであるこの身は長くは持たぬ。故にキャスターも使い捨てとして扱った。そら意味など初めからないだろう。たとえここで偉業を成したところで報酬は全て佐々木小次郎に与えられる。私には何も返ってこない。この身は自分すら定かではない。佐 佐々木小次郎という役柄を演じるだけの名のない使い捨ての剣士に過ぎる。
The longsword sways. The swordsman created as a fictional character stands in Saber's way, prepared to fulfill his role.
だが
Is this new? I feel like I might have seen this before, but I'm not sure.
その私にも唯一意味があるとすれば、それは今だ。無名のまま死んでいった私にもし望みがあったとしたら。
Surely, the nameless swordsman would have dreamed of facing a superior swordsman, something he was never allowed to witness in life.
朝日
She takes up her sword. There's no persuading this foe. That's a fellow. The only response to a swordsman, ready to lay down his life, is to meet him with steel.
では始めよう。何、元より花と散る好み。その際もそなたで迎えられるのであらば、これ以上の幕はあるまい。
Woo! His body was always meant to die. Could be no. Okay, sorry. He just read that. His long sword sweeps through the air. Saber's sword parries the moonlit blade. Whoa! The katana suddenly changes directions. If she uses her strength against this man, she won't be strong enough to face Gilgamesh at the summit. But she also can't afford to hold back against Assassin. Can she even win if she goes all out against him? The katana's attacks grow sharper with each swing. A fictional swordsman, the master of the sword with no noble phantasm who can fight on equal ground with heroic spirits. She must settle this duel with him now. Ooh. Oh wow. It's like, I'm gonna fight him. Oh crap, someone else is here. The summit is close. We arrive at the back of the temple ground once we climb this hill. There should be a large pond there untouched by humans.
見えた。あともう少し。
Osaka climbs the slope, pushing the branches aside. We watch her back, keeping an eye on our surroundings. And then, just as the slope levels out on the flat ground, we come face to face with it. Oh! Hi, Shinji!
これは
The hell is that? It's a squirming hunk of flesh. The thing enshrined in the center of the pond seems to writhe and beg for help as it spews rotting black liquid around it. How big is that thing? The hunk of flesh is slowly getting bigger. It looks like it's a floating island. The pond water looks muddy and sticky, as if there's an oil spill. Ugh, man, this is...
嘘だろ。あれが聖杯だっていうのか。
Nah, man, that's the unholy grail. Just look at it. I avert my gaze, feeling uncomfortable. You've had been breathing in the thing's exhaust as we went through the forest. That's why things smelled fishy. It endlessly spewed out magical energy, polluting the pond. The blood isn't colorless magical energy at all. The dark stuff is a visible curse. Even looking at the black mud gives me chills. The curse reaches my retinas. Die. It hammers a single cold command into my brain. Die.
聞いてないぞ。あんなのどうやって。
He's really like, what? The hell is this? Stop it? The flesh hunk is about 30 meters away. The pond is shallow, so walking through the water shouldn't pose a problem. But pushing our way through the black mud would be suicide. A curse that erodes the mind just by looking at it. If we go into it, we'll be weakened down and drowned before we can even walk a meter.
あれ、破裂寸前よ。
It's about to blow!
元からああいう形なのかどうかは知らないけど、器があんまりにも小さすぎたんでしょうね。
器を壊すって、それは。
Who was the vessel?
シンジが聖杯になってるなら、シンジを壊すってことでしょうね。ほら、見える？あの山の奥。なんか人型らしきものがあるでしょ。
I don't see shit.
と思うんだけど。
Do we actually see it? No, I don't see any Shinji-like beings. I follow Tosaka's line of sight. Within the rotting and growing flesh hunk, I do see something that looks vaguely human. Is he getting crucified? Torn clothes and a naked body. Ugly muscles ripple under the skin, connecting the body to the flesh hunk. It's like, the shape is different. It's a bizarre image, like a bunch of grapes shaped into, oh my god, shaped into a human form? I really don't see anything like this. I'm not sure what they're referring to, but maybe that's for the best.
シンジ顔は見えないけどあの背格好は間違いない
People say he looks really hot, but I think that's a true representation of how I really feel about him.
そうで生きてる
Define alive. I don't know. He isn't dead, but I don't know if I can call that him alive.
息はある体だってまだ
I can't say that I see anything like human limbs.
やっぱりねもともと今回の聖杯は人型だったシンジは合わないからああなったみたいだけど基本的に聖杯は宿主に生きていてもらわないと作動しない
けどあれは破裂寸前なんだろう核になっているシンジを壊すって
It's gonna break Shinji, but I don't care.
それは仕方なくよそうなったら聖杯も何もないただ聖杯によって開けられた穴からあの得体の知れないものが溢れてくるだけだから逆に言えばまだ間に合うわ聖杯は起動しているけど願望機っていう本来の姿になってなければ壊れてもいないあの金ピカは穴だけを開けるって言ってたでしょあいつの目的は聖杯を起動させて器だけ壊すことなのよそうすれば
今みたいにあの得体の知れない泥が際限なく溢れ出てくる
There's no time to consider it. Let's kill Shinji. We'll pull Shinji out of the flesh hunk and stop the Grail. Ah!
トサカあの泥なんとかできるか凍らせちまえば上を歩けそうだけど
I don't want to save Shinji though.
無理ただの水ならいけるけどあれはもう呪いに加工された魔力なのよ形になった魔術を凍らせるなんてそんなの氷結専門の術者で難しいわ
Can make a layer over it so it doesn't touch it.
そうかならあとは
Well, we'll just have to pray for good luck. Good luck, Shinji. Bye bye. No, help me! The only option is to cross the pond before the curse corrupts us and extract Shinji.
そのままで行く気無理よあなたじゃいいとこ真ん中で飲み込まれるってば
やってみなくちゃわからないだろう
I'm gonna try my best.
セイバーも今頃あいつと戦ってるはずだここで躊躇している暇は
I whirl around and move to protect Tosaka.
これは驚いた。
Oh, fuck. Why are you here?
まさか三度もその不出来な顔を見るとはな。雑種。
This is the third time. It was Ilia's castle, and then Ilia's castle, and then here. Gilgamesh sneers at us. Oh, his swords are already out. He appears by the pond instead of the temple, as if he predicted our moves.
キルカメッシュ嘘なら誰と戦ってるのよセイバーは
Osaka's words indicate that Saber is engaged with some other enemy at the moment. I don't know who that might be or how she ended up fighting them. But there's no time to consider that right now. We're facing the worst person possible. This is the strongest servant whom we were supposed to take down as a trio. And now he's here, looking at us without Saber.
何セーバーは不在か。つまらん。それではただ殺すだけか。
Well, if you turn around, you might be able to see your beloved Saber. Please. A terrible chill oozes from the sea of mud while bloodlust radiates from the man in front of us. The noble phantasms hang ready in the wait behind him. One wrong move and he'll skewer us.
それでは芸がないな。
You're right, you shouldn't kill us yet. Please. Please don't kill us yet.
本来なら有無を言わせんが、今回は特別に許す。せっかくの客だ。そのせいにわずかばかりの猶予をやろう。だと。
My fingers tense up and I glare at the enemy. The magic circuits are open. I've lined up 14 blueprints, as many as I can manage. If he snaps his fingers, I'll replicate as many swords as I can. That should at least let Tosaka get away.
なんだ。言われなくてはわからんのか。 眉が帰るまでの数分、そこでかかしになるがいい。
Scarecrow?
あれも見届ける者が俺だけでは寂しかろう。この行く末を最後まで見届けるというのなら、その生にも意味がある。
Ugh! How can I listen to that? Our objective is to stop the Holy Grail. There's still time, then we need to rescue Shinji from that flesh hunk.
そうかよ。
あんたの言いなりになんてならない。今すぐあの日会に行ってあんたの聖杯を止めてやるわ。
Before I can finish, Tosaka takes the initiative and stares down Gilgamesh.
ほう。
His lips twist into a smile. The laugh sounds like when someone decides to kill the person in front of them.
待て、トサカ、それは。
シロはここであいつを止めて。
Yeah, you do it, please, please. He's kind of scary. Gonna kill us all.
無茶だって分かってるけど、セイバーが来るまでなんとか持ちこたえて。信者、私が責任を持って引っ張り出してくるから。
And I know she has to do this for like in the Holy Grail War, to stop the Holy Grail, etc. Well, like Shinji was the type of person who was about to do unspeakable things to Rin the last time they met, and they're sure other things too, like probably kill her. And now she's like forced to save him. Like,
言い出してくるって、お前。
分かってるわよ。あんなんでもさくらの兄貴だし、見殺しにはできないもの。それに
I'm just like you.
助けられるのなら助けるのがシロの心情でしょ。
Tosaka starts to run towards a dark lake. Is she going to that mud as is? Bro, look at this face, like ah!
なんだその滑稽さは。俺を笑い死にさせるつもりか、貴様ら。
That guy. He laughs condescendingly at Tosaka's determination.
何がおかしい。
なんだ、お前はおかしくないのか、雑種。とんだ三流どもだ。あの呪いの中を進むだと。サーバントですら耐えられぬ呪いの渦を人間風情が踏破できるとでも思ったか。
Well, I'm glad you got a nice laugh, Gilgamesh, but we're not exactly having a great time right now.
私の底を甘く見ないで。この程度の呪いで染まるほど弱くないわ。
Damn, she really said, use a little bitch.
それにね、私たちはあんたみたいに反霊体ってわけじゃない。ちゃんと生身のある人間なんだから、むざむざ飲み込まれてたまるもんか。
He's obviously blushing. Oh, sorry, bluffing. But Tosaka might actually be able to get across it if she says so. You know, Shirou was attacked by the mud before, and he was able to get out, even though it did torture him. I think Kiritsugu was also consumed by the Holy Grail gunk, but he was able to live for 5 years. So like, she'll make it. Like she said, Rin Tosaka isn't so weak as to lose to a curse like that.
そうか。ならば好きにしろ。
He's like, I could stop you, but you are entertaining me. Yeah, you go, girl.
もっとも、
Oh, never mind.
俺はそんな真似は許さんだ。トレス。
Race. What? A sword shoots forward. The sword flies towards Tosaka's defenseless back to skewer her.
Off.
Race off? But it's instantly deflected by my concho when I step in. He's like, oh, I got one. I breathe heavily. I made it. Although I prepared myself, this was the first time I had been able to use projection so quickly. It must be thanks to Tosaka's magical energy. At this rate, we might be able to... He's like, bitch, did you just interrupt me? Murderous rage fills his red eyes. My projection triggers him to get serious. The noble phantasms behind his back increase in number.
シロ、
Behind me, I hear Tosaka's concerned voice. I don't look back, and I keep my eyes on the enemy with my concho at the ready.
トサカ、シンジを頼む。
That's all I say to her.
任せて。すぐに連れ帰ってくる。
I hear the sounds of splashing water. Tosaka jumps into the sea of mud without hesitation. Oh my god. She's too nice. You don't deserve this, girl. And I'm gonna protect her. I won't allow a single noble phantasm to reach Tosaka.
お前の相手は俺だ。遠坂に手を出したかったら、まず俺を倒しやがれ。
I take a step forward. This must have ticked him off. The golden servant takes his eyes away from Tosaka and focuses on me.
あの小娘はのたれ死に。俺が手を下すのはあくまで慈悲だったのだが。
I was just trying to be nice. Uh-oh. Oh, no. A swarm of noble phantasms point towards me. He ignites his murderous intent like a sharp blade.
その前、貴様には思い知らせる必要があるようだ。
Damn, he's like, damn, Brett, I'm gonna teach you a lesson first.
薄汚い贋作者。
You freaking faker.
その身をもって、真偽の違いを知るがいい。
He deploys his own treasures without reserve. Oh. Interlude? Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. The longsword slashes the darkness. Okay, yeah, it's not really interlude, but we're changing perspectives now. I forgot to read the other line. Assassin freely... Oh wait, the longsword slashes the darkness. Assassin freely wields a nearly 2-meter long sword, and Saber is still unable to step within range. Ah! She can't avoid it and falls back. The distance between the two sides does not shrink. It's like, I'm supposed to be behind you, please just let me go! There's 1 meter between Saber and Assassin, but that distance is enough to prevent Saber from even running up a few stone steps. She bites her lip. She doesn't have time for these little skirmishes. Her opponent is typically someone who she can best in strength. She could overpower him if she uses her full might of her magical energy and her sword. Just 1 blow. If she can just withstand that 1 blow, she'll easily be able to hold him down. But I have to save it. I have to save my energy. It could be an arm or a leg. It doesn't show wait, if she doesn't show she sustained a few scratches, there won't be another attack. The moment she receives the blow, she's confident that she can step into Assassin's range and cut her enemy into 2. And yet, if that first blow manages to get her neck to get to her neck, there'll be no way she can overpower him. That's the kind of blow that this servant in front of her can execute. There's no restraint, and there are always blows that are meant to take one's life. The one possible way to prevent that is to retreat. She's at a positional disadvantage since she can't turn and attack from the side, and the enemy's skill can prevent her from moving forward. Thus, she can't step forward. She needs to reach the temple compound alive. As she stands there, Shirou and Rin are going up against Gilgamesh. If she's late, one of them might die, or both. It's gonna be Gilgamesh, yeah! Or worse, the 2 of them were already... She runs. She yells as if to dispel the ominous imagery that pops up in her mind and rushes up the stairs. 2 trajectories collide. Merc! Seeing her rush up with abandon, Assassin swings his sword not at Saber's body, but at the sword swing down towards him.
ほう、さすがはセイバー。数回程度ならば耐えられると思ったが、一撃で曲がるとは。
Sparks fly. They try to push each other out of the way as the sword and the katana clash. Harry! Harry! Assassin was playing Expedition 33. Assassin's katana is fragile. While the katana may be able to cut iron in 2, it's still made by humans. It cannot compete against her sword, which is forged and created by non-humans, by the fairies. If struck from the front with force alone, the long katana will surely be shattered. Knowing this, Assassin made Saber retreat by parrying the sword and going for her body instead. But Assassin blocked her attack. No matter how well and how trained and how tenacious Assassin is, his katana would not be able to fully defend against Saber's blow. The long sword that caught Saber's blow is now bent at its core. At this rate, he can no longer maintain his sharp advantage. She asks herself as she pushes back Assassin's long katana. Her hesitation creates an opening. There's a reason Assassin blocks her sword. Before she realizes that reason, she's standing in a particular position. She's standing at a different position. The 2 who were once standing at the top and bottom of the stairs are now level with each other. Without realizing it, Saber's body shifts to the side as if she was forced to stand on a flat footing. This is a repeat of last time. I guess we didn't really see much of Saber's fight against Assassin in this route, if I recall. We're gonna have to go back, like way back. But we were so focused on Shirou and Caster, or rather, Shirou and can't believe I forgot their names already. Shirou and Archer versus Caster, that we didn't see too many. I mean, I guess there was an entire interlude. I honestly don't remember. It's been a while. They're standing level with each other, a suitable footing to wield the secret sword. Here, Assassin is able to execute his magical blade. Swallow reversal, Tsubame Gaishi. The 3 arcing blades encircle the enemy, and the target has no chance of defending or evading. It ensures that the enemy is killed. A chill. She shudders from the chill running down her neck.
Assassin, Kisama.
Saber's strength leaves her. She can push back right now. As she is superior in strength, she can knock down Assassin and finish him off as she runs up to him, or she can just run up towards the temple gate. But the outcome was going to be the same either way. If she disengages, that thing is going to come. Even if she knocks him away, whether she rushes in for the final blow or exposes her back to the run up the stairs, that magical blade will be released and it will be all over for her. Which means she can't push forward. She can only let herself ease up and match Assassin's stare.
良いのか、力を弱めて。これならば、私の方からお前を弾き飛ばせるが。
Assassin looks at the cornered saber with satisfaction. There's nothing callous in his mannerisms. The swordsman with the long katana is simply admiring the determined look of his opponent, who is seeking to recover from a hopeless situation.
このために自らの武器を傷つけたのか、アサシン。
Well, it's not like I'm going to use it again after this fight, right?
無論、拉致が開かぬのでな。勝負をつけに来た。これならば、以前のお前に戻ろうと思ってな。果たし合いの最中に、後のことなど考えるな。
He's like, come on, Saber. Eyes on me. Eyes on me. She holds her breath. Assassin's words tell her that he sees right through her, and yet does not sound insulting. Oh, it's glowing red. The background's glowing red. What? The compound is in flames. Sound of swords clashing and breaking. There's no doubt that's the sound of Gilgamesh and Shirou fighting.
どうやら縁も竹縄というところだな。こんなところで門前払いを受けている場合ではないぞ、セイバー。
Then can you let me go?
アサシン。
Saber grips her sword tightly. She puts magical energy into her sword in an attempt to repel the obstacle in front of her, but she can't. This very moment is her end. As she breaks the distance between herself and Assassin, she'll be walking into Assassin's scheme. She grits her teeth in frustration. She wields her sword that is infused with magical energy, but she's unable to do anything. There?
何を迷う。お互い、やるべきことは一つだろう。
The swordman says it clearly.
アサシン。
もとより、我らは役割を果たすためだけに呼び出された。私がこの門を守るように、お前にも守るものがある。ならば、迷う隙などあるまい。
And Assassin is kind of similar to Lancer in the fact that, like, he's pretty cool if his master was an absolute dickhead. Like, yeah, he's just pretty cool.
それにな、セイバー。時間がないのは、お前に限った話ではない。
There is no pretense in his voice. This is the first and last time the fictional swordsman speaks the truth of his heart. His wish is to have a fight to the death. That is a swordsman's wish. His reward for getting summoned to this age and guarding the gate this entire time.
失礼をした。確かに、お互い時間はない。
She releases the magical energy in her sword. The unrestrained power that gets released blows back Assassin. He goes back about 2 meters. Saber does not move, even though she is within Assassin's best range. She neither runs up the temple gate nor towards Assassin. Behold! Something storm metaphors, probably! She unleashes her seal. Her sword is revealed, and Saber confronts Assassin. There's no hesitation in her eyes. She'll use her entire strength if need be. Her eyes declare that she will use all her strength to defeat the enemy in front of her. No words will be exchanged from now on. The imaginary swordsman slowly readies his long katana.
いざ
Oh, that is a cool pose. I don't know how often we get to see this. Let us. He readies his strongest sword technique against the greatest enemy of his life. Back to Shirou POV. No, it's Tosaka POV. Are these different events? No, this is just final battle. Okay. She walks through the sea of rotting flesh. The lake is not even a meter deep. The sticky mass of flesh has accumulated at the bottom, so she only sinks in knee deep. The only curses present in this little water area is coming from Tosaka's mouth because, man, this place is fucking terrible. She grumbles under her labored breath. Every step she takes gives her chills, like she's stepping on a mass number of bugs. Ugh. The rotting flesh that clings to her skin is unmistakably rotting flesh, and if she stops, it will harden around her. She shakes them off with all her might and keeps going. Slosh, squish, crush. There's no way someone can stay sane from wadding through this content. After all this, slaughtering a cow should be a piece of cake. Yeah. Osaka thinks defiantly. This is how she's getting used to this. She's under so much pressure that she has to think of this as work, or else she wouldn't be able to move. But at least she won't sustain mental damage this way. It's like, you're gonna mentally corrupt me? Not if I think of something else. But she can't endure this with just sheer willpower alone. With each step forward, her body heat rises. The rotting flesh immediately invades her nerves the moment it touches her leg. Even if she tries to push them away, the poison has already assaulted her body. There are curses. The malice is intangible, and it's like a disease. One would fall ill if they touch it. It invades the nerves, robs the body of its strength, and boils the brain. Every step taken is a step closer to fatality. A normal person would stop moving after 2 steps and fall into the pool of flesh. It's unknown what would happen afterwards. She doesn't want to think about if one suffocates or assimilates to become part of the flesh mound. She can't even think straight, given that she now has a fever over 40 degrees. Ugh, God. Her feet and body threaten to fall over, but she pushes on, desperate to move forward. Rin didn't jump into the pool of flesh without a plan. She has swallowed her 2 remaining precious jewels, and she uses all the magical energy she saved up to create a defensive film over herself. Right, she still has 2 gems. If this curse really is a crystallization of pure magical energy, then she should be able to repel it by shrouding herself with a strong magical energy. This is worse than I thought. Her vision blurs. Her assessment was correct, but it was way beyond the scope she imagined. The jewels she swallowed to put up defenses were no better than sheets of paper covering her. No human can go up against its corruption. There's nobody who can avoid getting engulfed in here. Here, her own strength was her only support system to survive. I really feel like there are other ways of getting to where you need to go without going into the mud. And actually, if she did jump into the sea of fire, it wouldn't affect her since she is protected by her gems. The moment she starts complaining, oh, the fire! She gets angry at herself for even mentioning it and regains her vigor. That's not true. Even if it's not true, she can't crack a joke like that when dealing with something like this. In her feverish state, she listens to the clash of swords behind her. She can't see the 2 anymore. Did Shirou lead the battle away, or was he driven into a corner? Either way, the battle between these 2 seems to have moved to the temple grounds. I was thinking like you could blast yourself to the other side. She runs. She's barely fast enough to walk, but she moves her feet anyways. She pushes through the decaying flesh. She breathes heavily as she reaches for the lumps of flesh. I'll rip this shit out now. Ikuyo! Here I go! He moves up crawling. He feels the mound of flesh. Like, is this supposed to be Shinji? I think. My controller disconnected, like, come on, why? Okay, there we go.
なんかこっちのが楽みたい。
Oh, it's easier. She lets her body lean into the pulsating ground. Like, is that little lump supposed to be Shinji? I can't tell what's Shinji and what's not. And things look very inappropriate if you think about it certain ways, and I don't want to think about it anymore. And my controller disconnected again. Okay, there we go.
ちょっとこれもしかして。
She puts her finger in the red ground. It's the same black mud, but it has a form. It's something that came out from the Holy Grail and took form using magical energy. An incarnation that should not exist in this world.
サーバント。これサーバントと同じなんだ。
Are these supposed to be servants coming into reality? Yeah, I don't know. It's just a bunch of flesh and I have no idea what I'm looking at. She murmurs in amazement. She tries to make sense of it, but stops. Now's not the time. There's only one thing she needs to do.
よし、回復した。さっさとシンジを見つけて、こんなところとはおさらばよ。
She gets up and runs up the mound of flesh. The mound of flesh is a floating island about 50 meters in diameter. You couldn't see it in its entirety from the bank of the lake, but the surface is folded over multiple times like a mountain range.
いた。
At the very depths, Shinji Mato is there, hidden amongst the flesh. Damn it, you should have left him there. That's actually, oh my god. I freaking love swords. There's so many swords. I repel the incoming swords. There are more than 10 noble phantasms deployed, and all of them shoot straight towards me like arrows. I throw away at the swords that turn to dust and ready the next attack. Wow, he's like, okay, my ammo may be limited. It disappears, and it'll fade, but I can get another one. In a single gulp of air, my labored breathing goes back to normal. If my breathing is labored, I can't do projection. Without a weapon, my body will get skewered. This isn't a battle against that guy. It's a battle against myself, and I won't lose against myself. The moment my projection speed, accuracy go down, that's when I disappear. He's fucking busted! I respond to his voice, and a straight sword I've never seen before points towards me. It makes a loading sound and shoots towards me with lethal speed. Trace! Ow! I'm unable to deflect the full impact, and I fall to the ground on my back. I quickly roll to the side and stand up to regain my stance. A scornful laugh. He's obviously enjoying this. If he releases all the noble phantasms behind his back at once, there's no way I could defend myself. He's only shooting them off one by one, holding back to test my limits. But I'm lucky that's happening right now. Despite Tosaka backing me up, it's difficult for me to project after only seeing the opponent's weapon. I can only replicate its appearance. I can't construct its inner abilities, which is why they get destroyed after a single hit. The guy said I'm the only one who can beat him. Like, why did Archer say that? But this is all I can do. I can only defend against him. I can only defend myself from his noble phantasm. I can't rush in to attack him. 2. I need at least 2 weapons. I'm having trouble with just 1. How the heck am I supposed to project 2 at the same time? He must like seeing me roll around as he looks entertained. I catch my breath. Things are fine as long as he's enjoying this. As long as he's acting that way, there's still a chance for me to win. I direct my mind to look inside me. There are only a few circuits. There, I mentally line up all the blueprints I can imagine. I visualize 17 noble phantasms. I analyze its internal structure based on their outward appearance. I draw out the concepts of creation to choose its composition material. Oh, that's 2 circuits! Blah. I cough up blood. I'm paying the price for putting multiple blueprints inside a circuit that usually handles only 1 or 2. Since I started using projection, my nerves have become damaged and my body has started to crumble from the inside. Blood pools in my stomach and my esophagus is working like a pump to expel the blood out from my body. Possession experience. Sympathy complete. I think that's the first time I've seen that. I swallow those down and continue with my process. Kancho and Bakuya can't block his noble phantasms. If only I had archer swordsmanship, I could probably defend myself with twin swords, but I don't have that kind of skill. There's only one way for my inferior swordsmanship to prevent those noble phantasms. I'll just have to offset using the same exact noble phantasm that he deploys. Yeah, it makes it sound so easy. Just keep matching it one for one, I don't know. I still have enough magical energy. Tosaka's supplies have been more than enough. Man, this kind of shows you how much of a monster Tosaka is. But my circuits moving that energy are on the verge of corrosion. My end is near. The moment that guy gets serious, I'll have to project the same amount of noble phantasms he deploys or else I won't survive. At the same time, my body will definitely be destroyed if I project that much. I will die, but I'm gonna do it! I save the images flowing in my mind. The swords that try to go outside will actualize as I imagine them and pierce me from within. If my burnt out circuits can't control it, the swords inside me will shoot out and I will literally be a pincushion. What?
なめるな。魔術師の手の内など看破できなくて何が英霊か。お前に働く魔術の数などそれこそ手に取るようにわかる。
Man, Gilgamesh looks really comfortable in these like track pants. I thought you would be able to afford more, but man, maybe it's not about that. I remember using Gilgamesh's image as the second to last episode, the thumbnail for the second to last episode in the Fate route. It was just literally this, but with his other armor. It might happen again. His line catches me off guard. As a king of heroes who possesses the thousands of treasures, trying to say that he can perceive our magecraft just by looking at us?
では採点だ。最もいかに成功であろうと一本たりとも世には残さんが。
There's only room for one. I reacted too late. I was distracted by his words and it created a fatal delay on my part. 17 noble phantasms were shot. A portion of the king's treasures rain out from like an avalanche, telling me that the king is done playing around. Fire! Ah! My body wavers. The sword that shot out from within me collides with the next one shooting towards me, and the impact shakes everything around. I can't block them all. Even though I project 17 noble phantasms, I can only give form to them one at a time. Even if they're constructs, I can only deploy one at a time. On the other hand, my opponent is able to shoot them all at once. I mean, I've been no match from the get-go. He doesn't stop! I hear him taunt over the clashing swords. 12 more enemy noble phantasms! Shit! My fingertips are burning. The magical energy I emit and the heat from the colliding noble phantasms mercilessly burn my fingertips. 7 more noble phantasms left. I can't hear you over the clanging. I agree with Gilgamesh on this. Ah! It's gonna break. My circuits are gonna burn out completely. It's not enough. I'm no match against this man with my measly circuits. Why can't I block them? The guy said I could win, but this isn't even a contest right now. What does that mean? Am I making some sort of mistake? Because Archer is always right. 3 noble phantasms left. If I stop here, it's actually 30. I don't know if my body can hold out until I block them all. No, what I need to be thinking about right now is what the difference is between my blades and Archer's blades. That moment, all of my senses freeze up. I don't even look at the remaining 3 Nova Phantasms. I'm focused on the Golden Servant pulling out a sword. A strange sword. My mind goes blank the moment I see what looks like to be a stone pillar. He took out a His taunting voice echoes with the roar of a sword. I eliminate the 3 remaining blueprints in my circuit and rapidly try to read his sword. And yet, he's like, oh no, processing error, can't replicate. Until now, I've been able to read every sword, but I can't read the construction of that sword.
ならば見せてみろ。その贋作で一体何が救えるのかを。
Oh snap, we got Gilgamesh using Aya, but this time it's Jersey's version. Okay, I guess not. The wind creates a fault line. The slashing winds released from Gilgamesh's sword push away his own Nova Phantasms and head towards me. My mind is still blank. I can't come up with any countermeasures, so I'll just release the remaining magical energy within me. So I actually don't know how Shirou's gonna get out of this.
いざ
The swordsman holds up his swords. Man, we're having 3 different perspectives in this one. Oh, have we progressed yet? We have... No, before we were at Final Battle Circuit Overload. Now we're at the beauty of nature. Let us. An unknown imaginary stands for an unknown imaginary man. He readies his fatal technique that cuts his enemy by simultaneously executing blows from different angles. She's experienced that attack before. The previous one only attacked in a circular motion and at a vertical axis. That was why she was able to avoid it and managed to survive. But the true technique is said to have 3 trajectories. A circular and vertical slash, and probably a horizontal slash that cuts anyone who tries to escape sideways. If all 3 of these were to be released simultaneously, there is no escape. Once in range, the other 2 attacks will hit even if one is blocked. Escaping sideways is impossible, and the long katana will make contact if the target tries to retreat back. Magical sword. Swallow, reversal, Supamagaishi. A divine technique that surpasses even the powers of servants. This is the ultimate technique an unknown swordsman puts his entire existence in perfecting. We got the guitars. The long katana wavers. He steps in to reduce the distance between the opponents. A distance close enough to cut down Saber. From a distance that does not allow any defense, a constricting trajectory is unleashed. Saber is not going to use her sacred sword. To begin with, she can't use her noble phantasm from the distance the 2 are at. No matter how fast Saber's sacred sword may be, Assassin Swallow Reversal is much faster. Her head will surely fly while she tries to put magical energy into her sword. Thus, the only thing she can rely on is her sword skills. The blade's arc begins to move in. Even though this is her second time seeing it, its precision and speed are astonishing. How much training do you do to be able to execute an attack like that? Here's a second slash. At that moment, Saber could only shudder. That attack can't be blocked. This magical sword is the man's attempt at challenging the gods and Buddha. Nobody but a god would be able to prevent or parry that attack. She holds her breath. In the back of her mind, there's a faint spark as small as a grain of sand. She doesn't think of what that is or if it's the right thing to do, but she risks everything on that one instinctual inspiration. Instinct, go! That's the 3rd slash. She charges towards the victory. She charges towards that victory with all she has. What she did... what did the fictional swordsman master think in seeing that? The silver armor slips through the gap between his arms. Oh, so it's like, even though his attack was unavoidable, he manages to find not a weak spot in his attack, but an opening within the attack and hit it. It's like, yeah, maybe I'm not going to be able to dodge this, but maybe I can stop you from completely executing your attack. Under the swordsman's left elbow, between his waist and arm, you must have seen that slightest gap was the magical sword's blind spot. While her armor gets chipped away by the 3 blades that come flying, Saber curls herself up and rushes towards that one point. Her prediction, her outstanding intuition allows her to execute that exquisite skill. She was able to foresee the complete form of the magical sword, which was yet to be seen because she had experienced the incomplete swallow reversal once. However, that is not a surprising thing. What truly kept her alive was her determination. She trusted that momentary spark and put all of her abilities into that momentary gap. She shook off the fear that she might be cut up in pieces if she was even slightly delayed, and ran through the gap that was impossible to pass. And thus, her determination was what managed to defeat that magical blade. I win! But the match is not over. Avoiding the swallow reversal puts her enemy right next to her, and her lunge outpaces the swordsman's draw. The position is not easy to recover from. The long katana flies. The recoiling blade is quick, even if it may not be as quick as the demonic blade. And yet, her attack slightly outperforms and is faster than the swordsman's. Oh, that is cool. That is a cool shot. I like Kojiro's expressions, because he's like, he's just here for the fight, and even though the dialogue made it sound like he lost, he's just here to have fun. And he did have fun. Thank you, Saber. He purses his lips. He closes his lips tightly and strains himself to keep himself from collapsing. The blood that flows back from his gut fills his mouth, but he swallows it, determined to not spit it out. I don't know, man. There's a lot of blood that's coming out anyways. The golden-haired knight stands below the swordsman. The swordsman's code does not allow him to do something like defile his opponents and her brilliance with the expulsion from his innards. Saber says nothing. The strands of her golden hair flutter on the stone stairs. It's a wonder her head is still intact. It's a miracle that her limbs were not sheared off. She felt her body would be cut in four the instant that she went into that opening. But it did not, because she is also busted. There's only one factor that made a difference. The swordsman's long katana. Has his blade not been bent, his magical sword would have surely been invincible. Anyways. Man, that was kind of cool. I do think it's cool how Saber, even though, man, they have constantly glazed Saber as being one of the strongest servants, she should be at the top of swordsmanship, etc. But Assassin, who in this universe was just a nameless dude, who's not actually even Sasaki Kojiro, but maybe his inspiration, and like, he's just better in terms of swordsmanship, it seems. But I mean, maybe not, because he just lost in terms of pure swordsmanship as well. But like someone who was seemingly like a lot more normal, or like a lower tier servant compared to someone like Saber, end up almost beating Saber is honestly really impressive. I'm just saying, in Fate Grand Order, he is a 1-star unit while Saber is a 5-star unit. Another battle is still ongoing behind the temple gate. Saber does not know what to say as she looks up at the dying swordsman. To that, let's go. The swordsman says without looking at her. How much meaning is contained in that single word? Saber draws her sword and runs up the stairs with all her might. She doesn't turn back to the swordsman. She simply runs up to fulfill her role.
美しい小鳥だと思ったのだがな。その実、獅子の類であった。
You got that goddamn right, she's a lion. He mutters, and the swordsman laughs, realizing it was inevitable. He avoided something that even a swallow could not avoid, and thus she was not an object to be admired and loved. It was not a swallow.
女を見る目には自信があったのだが、どちらも修行不足ということか。
The swordsman complains with a shrug. His form and his elegant haori were starting to fade. His pierced stomach and his blood-stained feet become faint. Yet he looked at his situation unconcerned and sat down on the stone pavement. He was like, that was a good damn fight. The trees rustle. The wind coming down from the top of the mountain shakes the forest. By the time the flowers scattered and the birds disappeared, the wind stops and even the moon in the sky fades. The swordsman, who was just there, disappears without a trace, as if his existence was just an illusion. Goodbye, assassin. We have now confirmed the deaths of all the servants except for Saber. Anyways, back to Shirou, who's about to get giga drilled. Oh, I spoiled myself. In that instant, I deploy the strongest weapon out of all the items I've ever replicated, but it won't work as a shield against what is present before me. The Sword of Rupture. The mysterious sword cuts through the wind, annihilates 6 noble phantasms, and severs my body. It's disappearing! My circuits are disconnected, and the magical energy from Tosaka has nowhere but to go but back. Damn it! I cursed at my inadequacy. I knew that I was inexperienced, but I seriously cursed at myself for never really thinking about the implications or how that would affect me. Why do I have so few magical circuits? If I only had more, if I only had a little more and reached beyond the darkness a bit, I could have fought like him. I fall to the ground. I can't soften the impact and I fly dozens of meters away, falling violently on my back. There's no pain from the impact. I've lost all sensation. Even my mind goes white and blank. Right before I head towards death. My last thought is how amazed I am that my limbs were still attached. Hey, my arm is still here.
やはり偽物は偽物だったな。お前では何も救えない。
My heartbeat gets weaker. I'm kind of confused. So did he not unleash the full power of his Aya? Because if he did, I'm pretty sure Shirou would have been dead. But here it seems like he just kind of blocked, tried to block Aya, but whatever he had wasn't enough, and he ended up being like blown back. But like this is something that should have like broke fault lines, or right? He freaking took out Saber after having a beam clash with her Excalibur. So like by all means, using Aya should have freaking atomized Shirou. My lungs are not moving, my trachea is frozen.
これならばアーチャーが残った方が楽しめた。
You're right.
やつも贋作者だったが、その理念は俗物ではなかったからな。
The fact that I can't see isn't because my eyes are damaged. Right now, everything inside me is messed up, and my body ceased to function properly. Maybe I would consider that to be fortunate. I've forgotten all the sensation of pain, so I should be able to die easily at this rate.
ああ、そういえばやつも言っていたな。お前の理念は借り物だと。自身から生み出したものが一つとしてない男が何かをなそうなどと、よくも思い上がれたものだ。
Oh, red screen. I can't let that happen. Even if the pain causes me to be brain dead if I come to my senses, I tell myself I need to regain consciousness and stand up. My deeply rooted psyche is pointing to a certain place and telling me something. Oh, we have sun in this place.
正義の味方？誰も傷つかない世界だと？おかしなことを。誰も傷つかず幸福を保つ世界などない。人間とは犠牲がなくては生を謳歌できぬ獣の名だ。平等という綺麗事は闇を直視できぬ弱者のざれ事に過ぎぬ。雑種。お前の理想とやらは醜さを覆い隠すだけの言い訳に過ぎん。
I raise my arm, even though it shouldn't be able to move. My body's on the ground and my consciousness is on the brink of death. I raise my arm to grab onto something, like I did on that fateful day. Oh, red background now. I don't know what's funny, but someone's laughing. The high-pitched laughter that salts my ears sounded like everyone in the entire world was laughing. A fake wish. A borrowed ideal. That dream won't come true. Someone else sneers. Yeah, they're right. These thoughts of mine are borrowed. I just admired the wish to help someone because it was beautiful. There's nothing that came from me. I was always driven by this curse-like obsession that my body needed to be for someone else. That's why it's fake. Such hypocrisy will save nothing in the end. First of all, I don't even know what needs to be saved. But I also still feel that's beautiful. The concept did not come from me. I just saw someone save someone else and mimicked it. On that day, I was empty inside. Everyone died indiscriminately and I couldn't save anyone. I couldn't suppress my terror at the sight that was unraveling before me, and I had no choice but to resign myself to the fact that humans were weak. That's why I admired that ideal. I cried at the preciousness of it because I didn't have it myself. Is that wrong? Is it fake because it's not my own feelings? Is it wrong for that wish to come true if it's fake? No, I don't think it's wrong. I don't care if it's fake. Even unattainable ideals just need to be fulfilled. It was a dream that couldn't be granted from the start, an unreachable utopia. Then, even if Shirou Emiya is a fake, the thing that is there is undeniably real.
そうだ。そんなこととっくに。
I know I can't save everything. I know that there's no salvation without sacrifice. Now that I'm an adult, I understand that's reality. Despite knowing that such a thing was only an ideal, I continue to seek for it. It doesn't end when someone gets hurt. Even if the best outcome is for someone to get hurt in order to save many, I'm still going to seek a version of happiness where nobody gets hurt. There's no justice in this world. The reality is that people keep dying for nothing. But I don't think that resigning to that idea is right. Swords! And in the end, he reached this place. What he believed, he said that they were all hypocrisy. But the one who said that followed through on his hypocrisy until the end. Knowing that, I can keep going. Even if I borrowed his ideals, even if I'm going to stay a fake, I don't care. I don't have such a complicated feelings that I have to worry about too much in the first place. I thought to myself on the Hill of Swords, if I could save just the world that I can see, I'll fight for it. I don't even have to think about it. My world is small. This small world is all I have ever been able to create. That's right. This body of mine is made of solid swords. Yeah, that's why I'll be able to endure most things. I can stick to my dreams until the very end. Even the wear and tear over the years. Even if at the end, none of what I sought was there. Oh, I'm back.
なんだ、それだけのことじゃないか。
I just had an epiphany. Thanks for letting me think, Gilgamesh. It's like, wait, how'd you survive that? I get up. The moment I regain consciousness, my limbs move. My body still moves after I get up with great force. It's a wonder that I'm not only alive, but able to stand up after that sword's blow. But it doesn't matter. I want to know how, because that seems like it should be impossible. If I'm alive, there must be a reason why. It's something that I just have no control over. I just have this plot armor. I have no control over it.
直前に盾を敷いたのか。出し惜しんだとはいえ致命傷だったはずだが。
Ah, okay. So Gilgamesh is like, okay, I wasn't gonna go full power. I don't need to for you because you're a little piece of trash. But apparently you managed to overcome just enough damage with like whatever shields you made. I wasn't trying, but maybe I have to now.
存外にしぶといな小僧。
出し惜しみそんだけ山ほど持っておいて今さら何を惜しむってんだ
Oh man, he's speaking with no reservation. He's like, he's not like, ugh, ugh. He's like, no, ha, you little bitch. I steady my breath while keeping my distance. I know how to do it now. I'm sure I can do it with Tosaka's backup. The problem would be my casting time. I may have memorized it, but I don't know how fast I can get it to work for me unless I try.
今のは覇者にのみ許された剣だ。今日が乗ったゆえ見せてやったが、本来雑種などに使うものではない。エアと打ち合う権利を持つ者はセイバーだけだ。
I mean, then why did you use it?
お前のような偽物に使ってはセイバーに合わせる顔がない。
He disabled his own ult, you fool! Numerous noble phantasms appeared, but all of them are third-rate weapons. After seeing the sword I just saw, the difference is obvious. But those weapons are still not to be taken lightly. Normally, they would be more than enough to kill me. I'm just gonna see if I recognize any. So, I definitely recognize Gay Bolg. I think the one, like, that's kind of to the middle of the screen is supposed to be Durandal that we saw in the weapons list. We saw the one with the hook. I don't really know the other ones. I don't think it really matters, but like, they did have like a lot of different unique weapons, and then you just have white flashes in the background. Normally, they would be more than enough to kill me. The difference in their strength has not changed. Even though I miraculously survived that last attack, I'm no match against that servant with just my projection.
ほう、 真似事はおしまいか。ようやく無駄と分かったらしい。ならば潔く消えるがいい。偽物を作るその頭蓋、一片たりとも残しはせん。
The floating noble phantasms are deployed. Whee! Oh, Saber is here! But then,
シロ、
a gust of blue wind intervenes between us.
セイバーか。
Oh, wait, I can use my sword now! Oh, yeah. Gilgamesh instantly jumps back. Even Gilgamesh is cautious against Saber. Seeing as his swordsmanship is inferior, he probably wants to avoid hand-to-hand combat with Saber.
よかった。無事ですか、シロ。遅くなりました。あとは私が受け持ちます。シロは離れて。
いや、ギルガメッシュは俺一人でなんとかできる。離れるのはそっちだ。
I got this, don't worry about it. She's like, are you serious? Gilgamesh is like, what the fuck you just say? Nani?
何を言うのです、シロ。
I just had an epiphany. I can win this.
その体で彼の相手をすると。いえ、そもそも魔術師ではサーバントには太刀打ちできない。それはあなたもよく知っているでしょう。
A mage can't contend against servants in the first place until they can.
けど俺とあいつだけは例外だ。信じろ。俺はきっとあいつに勝てる。
Oh my god. Saber gas. Gilgamesh is like, really? I was taking it easy on you and you developed this ego? Oh, I'm gonna have fun with you. Saber's surprised because she believes what I'm saying.
セイバーは境内の裏に急いでくれ。遠坂が一人で聖杯を止めてる。けどあれを壊せるのはセイバーだけだ。
A few seconds, no, not even a second pass, after she tightly closes her eyes once more.
ご分を。瓶は私が必ず。
Alright, don't die please, bye. He says exactly what I want to hear and steps away from Gilgamesh. The silver armor turns
セイ
away.
バー。
I call out to her just once. I mean, Gilgamesh is really just listening to this, not responding.
お前を救うことが俺にはできなかった。
And I say it. I'm going to try to tell her on the behalf of the times I spent with her and the times he spent thinking of her.
あの聖杯はお前が望んでいるものじゃないと思う。だからよく見極めておくんだ。次は決して間違えないように。
シロ。
ごめん、うまく言えない。俺はお前のマスターにはふさわしくなかったんだろう。だから
I couldn't even find out what she really wanted.
そんなことはない。シロは私のマスターだ。
Don't worry about it, Shirou. We mana transferred in the other route.
セイバー。
サーバントとして責務を果たしてきます。伝えたいことはその後に。
She runs off without turning back. Her gallant appearance is like a gust of wind. Damn. I can't believe Gilgamesh just let that happen. They were left. Without the slightest doubt, she believes my words when I said I would be my opponent. I left to save Tosaka. Alright. Oh, we got the intro music. From here on out, there's no room for hesitation. All I need to do is defeat the enemy in front of me. The absolute audacity of this fool.
正気か貴様。ただ一つの勝機を逃し、あの小娘を助けさせるだと。たわけめ。自らを犠牲にする行為など全て偽りに過ぎぬ。それを未だ悟れぬとは筋金の入った偽善者だ。ああ、それだけは称えてやろう、小僧。
His noble phantasm deploy. There are less than 30 of them. If I want to block them, I just have to create them.
贋作、偽善者か。別にそういうのも悪くない。確かに俺はフェイカーだからな。
I raise one of my arms. I close one eye and turn my mind to look within. So his magical circuits work again. Okay.
勘違いしてた。俺の牽制っていうのは剣を作ることじゃないんだ。そもそも俺にはそんな器用な真似なんてできっこない。
That's right. Tosaka told me this. I can only use one kind of magecraft. Strengthening and projection are just byproducts of what I can actually do.
そうだ。俺にできることはただ一つ。自分の心を形にすることだけだった。
I'm not good at making swords. I'm just good at making what I believe is in my heart, which is just a bunch of swords. I turn. I grab my outstretched right arm with my left hand and glare at Gilgamesh.
体は剣でできている。
I am the bone of my sword. I say the spell. Casting is only a method of suggestion to change oneself. These words were naturally there to connect me.
そうか。よまいごとはそこまで。
Numerous noble phantasms get released. I create. That's why I had one eye open. By the way, I drag out a shield from the hill to block the oncoming noble phantasms. Oh, he got the raw ace! A swarm of swords strike wildly. The shield is Emiya Shirou himself. Oh. The 7-petaled shield cracks and my body chips away with every fracture.
塩は鉄で、心はガラス。
Steel is my body, and fire is my blood. I thought he said kokoro wa glass, which means his glass sword. There's only one place I need to reach. The power that surges forth immediately fills me to capacity. Nani? What's he so surprised about? Is he shocked that his treasures can't even penetrate through my single shield? Or surprised by the huge rush of magical energy?
幾度の戦場を越えて腐敗。ただの一度の敗走もなく、ただの一度の勝利もなし。
I have created over 1,000 blades, unaware of loss, nor aware of gain. Oh, that's a little bit different. I thought it was unknown to death, nor known to life for archers. It's gonna break. The surging magical energy can't be suppressed. 10 units of magical energy fill a single magical circuit, break the foundation to find release. Wait, what? My blood flows backwards. The shield's full of holes. Even if his noble phantasms do not reach me, my body is full of holes already. And yet...
担い手はここに一人。剣の斧で鉄を打つ。
withstood pain to create weapons, waiting for one's arrival. I think archers have withstood pain to create many weapons. These hands hold nothing or something? Magical energy rages out of control, but I don't care. My body is a circuit that solely exists to use a certain magecraft, and that magecraft alone. So there should be something beyond that. There should be something beyond that if I can't make it with the circuit. No, even now it's there. It's just not visible. There are no circuit's limitations from the very beginning. If what was preventing it was not a wall, but darkness, then the limit is somewhere beyond the darkness.
我が勝利に意味はいらず。
I have no regrets. This is the only path. Are they all gonna glow up? 10 units of magical energy filling a single magical circuit breaks the foundation to find release, and I will use 100 magical circuits to take in thousands of units of magical energy.
この体は無限の剣でできていた。
My whole life was Unlimited Blade Works. They say its true name in that instant. Whoa, my god, they're all lighting up! Everything shatters and regenerates. Oh my god, it's a world full of fire. I do like the fact that fire is incorporated into his because, I mean, it's a little bit in Archers, but there was like a lot of gears and whatnot. But in Shirou's, he hasn't developed that skill yet. So what's there is like what is in his heart, which is a bunch of blades, and what created him, which was like the fire from 10 years ago. Flames rush. The fire become a wall that creates a boundary and changes the world. A wasteland follows. A hill with countless swords in disarray reveals itself before me. How does this place look to that guy? The golden servant simply stands there with a seething look on his face and confronts his enemy.
そうだ。剣を作るんじゃない。俺は無限に剣を内包した世界を作る。それだけがエミやシロに許された魔術だった。
That's a pretty cool magecraft. A desolate world. A graveyard where there are no living creatures, only swords. In this world where swords get replicated by just looking at them, every sword in existence is here. It's like, man, how many noble phantasms do you have? I have them all here too. And more. Oh, now we have him doing his like archer impression. This is Shirou Emiya's world. A reality marvel. the greatest forbidden magecraft that materializes the caster's mental world. This is the heroic spirit Emiya's noble phantasm, and the only weapon I possess. Everything is here, and nothing is here. New servant data was added? It's gonna be for Archer. So is it gonna be noble phantasm? Unlimited blade works. I think that's this. I think that is it actually, yeah. Let's actually read it. Infinite sword creation. E to rank A++. Type, range, max target. Special magecraft that Archer uses, known as a reality marble. It replicates weapons that he has visually recognized. However, replicated weapons are degraded by 1 rank. Defensive equipment can be replicated as well, but they require 2 or 3 times the magical energy to typical projection. Yeah, so it's a very broken technique, but it's also very mana consuming. But in addition, one reason why I believe Archer theoretically can beat Berserker is that, like, I forgot if it was mentioned here. I want to look at Archer's skills. So few things. First is that Archer has the ability to recreate a sword, and it's degraded by 1 rank. And he also has the ability, I think they have mentioned it. If not, then I've just read about this. He has something called a broken phantasm, where a lot of weapons, if you want to do like a super finishing blow at the you can actually make it into a broken phantasm, which basically ignites it and increases its rank by 1 or 2 at the cost of the weapon's life. So like if you basically turn a weapon into like a torpedo and have it like blow up, it can actually increase its rank. And that's what Archer did with this sword, the Kaladbolg, I think it was called. He created a weapon that got ranked down. I think it was from A and it got down to B, but then he turned it into broken phantasm by basically having it blow up so he wouldn't be able to use it anymore. And that turned it into an A, so that's why it was able to actually get rid of one of Berserker's lives. And because Archer is a little bit different, it's not like he loses the weapon forever, he can just pick another one. He actually has like the ability, kind of like Gilgamesh, to make an infinite number of weapons that can actually work on Berserker. It's actually kind of weird when you think about it. He doesn't have like the chains that Gilgamesh had that can like bind Berserker, but Archer has many ways to kill Berserker. It does make you wonder why he wasn't able to do it in the Fate route. I think it has to do with mana, because these cost a lot of mana, especially changing the type of weapon that create into like an upgraded version. I think that might be it. But if it weren't for that, then I feel like he could have potentially soloed Berserker, right? Because he beat Berserker the same way that Gilgamesh beat Berserker, except just, you know, using that extra technique. I don't know, but you know, Berserker is a monster, so understandable that he would lose, but still. That is why it's called Unlimited Blade Works. As someone who lives his whole life as a sword, this is the only definite and tangible answer he was able to attain. It's like, you can do this? I take a step forward. Surrounding me are the swords that were floating behind him earlier. Don't have to worry, these are just measly fakers. You don't have to be scared. I stretch out my arms. The swords stuck in the ground come out easily, as if accepting me as their wielder. I step forward. In front of me is the servant who possesses thousands of treasures. Oh, I recognize this face. I've seen this on someone's profile picture. I'm sorry, I don't remember the name, but thank you for commenting whenever this is relevant. But I remember. The enemy opens his gate and deploys a numerous noble phantasms. I charge through the wasteland. Here, the two groups of swords begin their final clash. Aww. Meanwhile, Saber's like, this is the fucking Grail? What the shit? The first thing Saber sees after taking a detour into the temple grounds and reaching the lake is a massive lump of meat. She is not like any other knight. She fought many kinds of monsters when she was called a hero. She has even fought Dragonkin, famed to be the strongest of the phantasmal species. But even Saber can only falter at that lump of meat. Is it not because of how unsightly it is not because of how unsightly it is. It is because that she can tell that the curse released from that shape, that lump of meat, is the same as herself. Oh. Oh, that's what Tosaka meant. Okay, I didn't really completely get it, but I can kind of get it now. Or is it the power of the Holy Grail? She stares at the lump of meat, stunned, and shakes her head. She runs to the lake and yells to the lump of meat on the opposite shore. She's hesitant to enter the black mud inside the lake. It is not because it is unpleasant. Her instincts tell her that she cannot touch it as a servant who is half spirit. She hears a voice calling. It's faint, but she can hear her master's commands. She looks closely and searches around the lump of meat. She steps forward without hesitation. Saber's body stops. She retreats and stares at the lump of meat while readying her sword. It's Oh, clump is Katamaria, so like Katamari Damacy. Okay. Saber cannot nod to her master's tense voice. Like, nope. You can tell that the lump of meat is about to hatch. The swarm turns into throbs, and the quantity of the mud spat out continues increasing. Oh, okay. The lake turns black, and the black mud is overflowing onto the ground. That thing is growing. The world's restraining power will be activated if that thing is left alone. It's natural for her to destroy it with her sacred sword before that happens. But to do that... You keep trading masters. Oh, whoops, sorry. Things were auto-progressing for some reason, even though I didn't have it there, so I was trying to get it back to the normal one. Saber runs to the black mud, heading towards a lump of meat. Oh, nope, that hurts still a little bit too much. But her body does not move. Her body just stops when she tries to go near the lake. It's like, damn, I didn't even know you. I couldn't hear you say it. The thoughts that she commands are full of composure as always. But needless to say, it's just a bluff. The lump of meat is on the opposite shore. Her master, that is there, has nowhere to run. Oh. This motherfucker. But man, I really wish he had clothes. Damn, like, I was looking at Shinji's flesh, noticeably his bottom, and it's like, I thought those little creases were like pants for a second, but no, that's just his flesh being really fucked up. He murmurs while being surrounded by strange arms made of meat. The situation is hopeless. Chijimato was saved. She ripped off the blood vessels and nerves which had melted into his whole body and took him out of the lump of meat. No, I think that is his pants, actually. Yeah, that is his pants. One could say that he's alive if one turns a blind eye to the after effects he may have. No, although he has fainted, one could say that he's better off than the girl carrying him. These fucking curses. Ride him like a freaking surfboard to get back. He's having second thoughts, like, is this worth it? She slowly goes outside while staring at the tentacle blocking her. But there's no exit. The tentacles are already blocking the way out of the lake. Even if she were to escape, the tentacles that are trying to wrap around her and swallow her whole, she wouldn't be able to break through the part that has become a wall. I'm getting weak. She almost falls along with Shinji Mato and holds out with all her might. But where are we right now? Oh, it splits off into two. So one of them is the ones that need like a certain amount of Rin and Saber points, and I'll explain it maybe this time, or maybe this episode, or I'm not sure, it's getting kind of late, or maybe the beginning of the next episode, I'm not sure. Going past the Cursed Sea and crossing the floating island of meat, she even performs neurosurgery to separate, oh, she knows how to do neurosurgery, what the fridge? Shinji Mato from the lump of meat. At that point, the girl's magical energy had broken into reserve tanks that she had not used for a long time.
もうあのバカ遠慮なしで人の魔力持ってくんだからおかげでこっちはもうすっからかんじゃない
She bears the dizziness as she complains. Of course, she didn't mean it, she was just saying that. Besides, things wouldn't even change if she had magical energy left. The tentacles surrounding the girl have stopped because their prey is docile. Once they figure out the thing that has invaded their body is poisonous, they'll take immediate action. Rin, Tosaka, and Shinji Mato are alive because she does not have enough magical energy left for them to prey on. Wow. Kind of ironic.
けどここまでかな。いい加減立ってるのも辛く。
Her vision grows hazy. Man, it's feeling uncomfortable now. Although she's able to get a foothold, that does not change that she's still in the mud. Heat is encroaching on her nerves by the second. If she falls onto the platform of meat, she herself will become the core of the Holy Grail this time. No, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. Before that,
ごめんねセイバー。言うこと聞かないだろうから無理やり聞かせる。
there's one command spell left. This is enough to make Saber standing on the opposite shore to use her sacred sword.
あとあんたにも謝っとかないと。
No, don't be a hero, save yourself.
信じ助けられなんか。
いいから走れ。そのような泣き言聞く耳持たん。
I can almost hear him. Her body that's about to collapse stops. That voice. Are the thoughts coming to her mind instead of her ears? Those of a servant that she had made a contract with? Like, Oh, wait a minute. She had no time to be bewildered. He knows his personality well. He told her to run, so she must have done something that she wouldn't be able to escape from if she didn't run. Oh, he's firing. He's like, holy crap, I hope none of them hit me. Screw this flesh. He runs through. The arrows that rain from the sky are like a downpour. She smashes everything that gets in her way, whether it's net, platform, or tentacles of meat. Oh god! There's no time to look back. Just keep going. She runs through with all her might while carrying Shinji Mato. Go, 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 go. She jumps into the lake. The arrows have swept the way for her escape route. In just a short time, the black mud is repelled and only dirty water leads to the shore. He runs across the lake while carrying Shinji Mato. He runs to the shore soaking wet with latent energy that shocks even her. Saber's like, I don't know how you got out, but I'm really glad you did. Excalibur! Her magical energy replies to the screaming voice. There's no need to check. The golden sword is raised, and with overwhelming firepower mows down everything in its sight. The mountain of meat is cut in half and collapses. The black mud evaporates, and a band of light changes the lake itself into a flat wasteland. Oh. Hey, so it seems like Archer might still be alive, or at least lingering effects. It is a rapid stream of light that eliminates everything. In the midst of that, the swordsman accepted the end of her battle. Oh, she's like, I just destroyed the Holy Grail, and this is the end.
私の戦いはここまでです。
Wait a second. Oh, okay. Yes. So this is the interlude. End of a dream. Here, basically, I got a lot of Rin points. This is, you get this route if you have a lot of Saber points and not enough Rin points. It's a little bit more specific, but leads to different endings, I believe. But before we do get into that, I'm just gonna finish this and see where this goes. So we're at the end of a dream. I don't know what the difference would be. Who was that addressed to? The wielder of the sacred sword goes to her knees and gazes at the light with a flood of emotions. The crumbling Holy Grail. The thing that she sought, the thing that was supposed to save her, she destroyed it with her own hands and the Keelan Knights finally realized her mistake. One boy and one hero. That man who had become twisted at the end of his ideal that he had held for a long time was still a boy. Archer, you're just a little boy. Her regrets are so heavy that they cannot be carried, and his sins are so deep that they cannot be atoned for. But there is something that he did not give up on. At the very end, the Knight in Red has reached an answer that no one can affect. Then, she has to move forward as well. In her last moment, wounded, she took her hands off her sword. She would run past that hill with her own will. Ah. So in a way, she found her own answer. She found her own answer to the problem that she had before she became a servant. Huh. The sacred sword fades. There's still magical energy left. She can stay in this world if she pushes herself. If possible, she wants to watch over what awaits them until the end. Oh, she's just talking to herself? The knight's body continues to fade until it vanishes, engulfed by the light. Like a graceful gust of wind, the king who sought the Holy Grail sets off for the Hill of Destiny without leaving a single memory behind. Interesting. Oh, we get the song! I match the repeated attacks from the longsword with the longsword. The swords offset each other and the fragments are sent flying into the atmosphere. Hey! The handle of the cursed sword appears behind him. Oh man, this is the Gilgamesh I remember. Constant screaming, but I'm faster. I pull out a curved sword at his feet and swing it straight at him. Oh! Oh, that's fucking cool. Gilgamesh retreats. That's right. This is the power of your perfect counter! Of your natural enemy. I close the distance at once, pull out a sword and slash at him. I match my sword to the rapid succession of noble phantasms. I fucking love this song. So good. I'm not thinking. My body and mind will stop if I stop. I keep moving forward now. The instant I see this noble phantasms, I reel in the same one that I have at my hand and strike him down with all my might. You're in my world now, 2.0! The sound of clashing swords echo through the area. He cannot handle my attacks and has to destroy my weapon with his. That'll be the cause of his defeat. Having over 1,000 noble phantasms, he is the greatest heroic spirit without a doubt. But he is no more than an owner. He's not a wielder who has one noble phantasm, but is able to use that to its fullest potential. If my opponent was another servant, I would not be able to match them even if I made a world like this. Even if I have infinite swords, I can't be an enemy who has a single ultimate noble phantasm. I'm sure Gilgamesh would be able to do, but I don't have the physical ability to. Therefore, the only servant I can close in on is this man. If we have the same ability and are both owners, I'll go a step ahead of him since I already have the swords prepared. Gilgamesh raises his arm. The hilt that appears behind him is that demonic sword, the only sword that does not exist in this world. Eya! Ugh. I swing my twin swords. I immediately draw Kancho and Bakuya and cut off his arm as he reaches for his magical sword. Aha! Aha! I like this. I like it a lot because, like, in the anime, they really extended this portion. I remember there was a lot of choreography and it was really, really freaking cool. But the explanation, like, we kind of see the explanation. He doesn't want to use Eya on Shirou because he thinks he's not worthy of it. He's a faker. He's not even a servant. And, like, least of all, he's not even Saber. He's not worthy of having this beautiful weapon to be used on him. But because he's been hesitant on that for so long, he basically relied on Gate of Babylon to basically just keep firing weapons like a machine gun at him. But because in UBW, in Unlimited Blade Works, Shirou actually has the capacity to match that. He just happens to be able to at least parry everything and make it so that they even if he doesn't break the other weapons, he can still parry them so that they don't hit him. And because he's able to do that, the Gilgamesh, who isn't able to properly wield a weapon in this universe, can't actually beat Shirou, which is kind of funny. And he could have beaten him with Aya, but because he was so hesitant to use it, he gave him the opening. They show it really well in the UBW anime, because he actually, while reaching for the hilt, he actually hesitates. It's like, I don't want to use it, I have to. The weapons come to a halt. He loses his best sword and is left completely defenseless. Oh, just like Tosaka. My body acts before I can think. With victory assured, my arms and legs drive me into the King of Heroes' space even more sharply to slice his body into two. He jumps back. Gilgamesh retreats, barely dodging my twin swords. Gilgamesh admits his defeat and tries to retreat. I'll lose here if he regains his composure. I have to settle the match at this moment before this heat cools down. He must have realized that he would not be able to escape, as he pulls out a noble phantasm from behind him with his remaining arm. But I'm faster. Meanwhile, I'll surely... Our voices overlap. That change is instant. The flash of light coming from the lake eliminates the Hill of Swords. The magical energy wiped away the already disappearing reality marble. Uh-oh, that's fine. The match is settled. I can defeat the servant by just swinging these twin swords, but after that, a black hole, a round void big enough to swallow a human whole, appears before me on Gilgamesh's body. Uh-oh. Oh, my arm! That's where my arm used to be! Gilgamesh looks down at his own body, appalled. His body is being swallowed. The golden servant is being swallowed up by the hole that has been opened inside him. He's like, wait, this wasn't part of the plan! Oh. Did he just say, wait? The void mercilessly swallows the servant. There's no way for him to escape. The void was open in his own body, after all. There's no way he can escape from something that is in his own body. Okay. That was victory, my man. I stand there, dumbfounded. The void in front of me gets smaller by the moment. I don't know what this is, but it seems like Tosaka and Saber were able to destroy the Holy Grail. Ah, good job. My only guess is that this black void appeared from that effect, and he vanished. Alright, where's my victory music? Everything is over. Twin swords disappear. Magical energy occupying my body rapidly fades, and at the same time... Oh crap, that was a lot of magical energy. Fatigue assails me. I want to see how Tosaka's doing right away, but my body won't move. Well, I'm sure that she's doing fine since Saber went to her. I can rest a bit. The moment I take a deep breath. Oh no, not the chains! Gilgamesh with the vibe check. Get over here! A chain wraps around my arm. I'll get you if it's the last thing I do. My breath stops. The chain that's mercilessly wrapped around my arm pulls me towards this black hole. I put my strength in my limbs, but I can't resist at all. My feet slide towards the void along with the very ground they were planted on. It's like this stupid Holy Grail war. I can't. This stupid Holy Grail. I can't be your vessel. Get a human. I got one for you. The thing crawling from the void was definitely him, but the body has melted here and there. That void must melt anything it swallows. I try to pull the chain off me, but it doesn't budge. This chain restrains even Berserker. It's not something that I can take off no matter how hard I try. I'm getting drawn in. I'll be swallowed like him if I go near that void. He's so arrogant even in a situation like this. What should I do? I can't get the chain off him no matter what I do. I'll fall into the void along with him like this. Even if I hold out, he'll pull himself out, then it means I'm going to die either way. We have one last choice. If we look at the flowchart, yeah, it goes here. All right, so I know what the answer is, and it's gonna be, I'm not gonna go that easily. So I'm just gonna take me with you, Gilgamesh. We'll go together. Let us go together. I'm gonna die either way. I can't let him escape. I wrap the chain further around my arm. Unlike before, I grab onto the chain so that it won't let me go. I'm hopping in now without resisting. I throw myself into the black hole. Whoop. I roll down. I fall into an endless darkness while my body is being melted. I don't feel so good. The black mud mercilessly eats into my body. My body is stripped off, and I fall into a deep darkness, just as the soul known as Shirou Emiya. It might be because the fall is so long. After it begins to feel as if I'm going up instead of falling down. Whoa. I'm swallowed into a black, grail-like sun. You know, even if it is a dead end, I knew that we were going to get that. It's the last dead end here. We get to see the last Tiger Dojo. It was kind of cool seeing that form of the, what? Oh, Shirou's fucking dead. It was cool to see that form of the Grail. Ah! Oh god, I'm already dead. Stop it. You can't kill me more than me already being dead. Woo! Shirou's blasting off again. Oh. I thought it was just gonna end there. Just choose the other choice. There's literally nothing else you can do. Wow, that was real quick. Wait, is that it? Wait. Oh. Ilya, you lied to me. You said you weren't gonna appear in this ending. Oh, Rin's here. Hey, what's up? Bring her back on the third night? What does that mean? Oh, it's like if you want the happy ending, you gotta treat Rin right. Bye-bye. I don't know if I did this right, but I guess we'll see. But yeah, I think that's where I'm gonna end it for today. I think I got far enough to the point where I can probably end up doing both endings next episode. So I thought this last day was gonna take 3 episodes, but it's actually manageable to fit it into 2. But yeah, you know what? We actually had that pretty cool fight with Gilgamesh, but I will say the Unlimited Blade Works anime from Ufotable did that scene justice. It looks so much cooler. I don't know how like accurate it is. I mean, no, they kind of just extended it, but it was so cool. And I do highly encourage people to watch it. But that's where I'm gonna stop for today. We'll finish off Unlimited Blade Works next time. Until then, I will be seeing you. See ya!